Hi everyone, I have a bit of a project to work on here. I need to find out if this character pack that I just purchased is good for cartoon animator. I need to make sure that all these parts are easy to make into sprites. It's a lot of work to do that. A character can take on average 40 hours to make depending on how much there is to do with the sprites. Anyway, let's take a look at this character. I'm just going to press H on my keyboard and we're going to move around a little bit. Now, I'm going to just scroll across here. And it looks like this character has a lip sync. That's very important if you want your character to be able to talk. Lots of different expressions here, but you know, looks can be very deceiving when you're making characters from character packs. You could need to do a lot of editing. Anyway, let's start the editing process right now. We're going to take a look at this head. See, it's all grouped together, but it's a little worrying because you can see all these little lines here. It means they're all broken into pieces. Anyway, let's get to work on it and see how it goes. Okay, I like this so far. This is not grouped, but that's easy to fix. I just click them together, Control G, and that looks really good so far. Okay, now I'm going to group it with the next part here, Control G, and do that again. Now that went to the front, and I'm going to send it back to the back. So far, easy, not too bad. I'm going to just check on these eyebrow sprites. They also look good. Let's look at the eye sprite. Now you can see here it doesn't include the little white dot. Hold down Shift and click Control G on my keyboard and group them together. Now I also want to include that little line down there. So when you find it a little hard to click on something, Control plus on my keyboard and I just zoom in on it. And then there you go, a lot more easier. Sometimes you need to really zoom in on things to get the results you want and to make it a lot easier for you. Okay, so we have the eye sprite here, and I don't want to repeat it on the other side. Just delete this here. Okay, now we're going to get into the fun stuff. Now we need to take a closer look at things. Now here's the nose. You can see it's divided into half here. That's a bit of a problem, but we can fix that easily. I'm just going to click on all the parts by holding down Shift at the same time. Now I don't know why I did that, but we'll just try it again and just get things moving along. Okay, I think that's everything. Control G on my keyboard, zoom out, and move it over like this, and that was actually perfect. That was a lot more easier than what I thought it would be. Now you'll notice it was divided into pieces here. If you ever want to combine pieces together, you need to use certain tools in Illustrator. Illustrator makes it very easy for you to do that. I'm going to ungroup this here, and I want to see what this is down here. Okay, you can see I can just do this very simple. I'm going to select both parts, press Shift and M at the same time, and I'm just going to drag across my mouse and combine them together. Now you can see that changed the color. I don't like that result. Control Z. And I'm just going to go over here. I'm going to make a copy of this. You have to learn how to do problem solving when you're working with this type of project. It's very important to be able to think outside the box sometimes. I'm going to ungroup this. And I'm just going to quickly try and ungroup these ones here. And repeat the same process on the other side, and then hold down Shift and then press Shift and M again, and we'll just see how this goes. There we go, that was nice and easy. So I always keep these as color samples just in case the colors change or something. I don't need to do this in this case. And then Control G to group it all together, and we have a nose sprite. Now, I've just checked out the head so far. It looks like it's going to be a lot of work. You can see over here, the head here is going to need some work as well. I'm just going to pull this apart and just check and see if there's any face under here, and there isn't. Very disappointing. Now you can see the amount of work that goes into remaking character packs. The lips, also again, you see the problems here as well. It's going to be a lot of work to make this character. This is easy to fix. I'll just show you what I mean here. Just going to make a copy, Control V, Control C, V. And then I'm going to make this into his head, so I need to do a few changes to it. Now you can see here, I'm going to have to problem solve this a little bit. I'm going to just quickly combine these two pieces, hold down Shift and M, and repeat the same process I did before. And so now we have like a half a head. Don't like this little white spot here. That's going to need to be changed. I'm just going to shrink this down just a tiny bit. Need to be able to lock it down. Control 2 to lock it down. Now I'm going to grab my pen tool and I'm going to start right here. And I'm just going to work my way around a little bit, make it look like a head. And I think that's good enough. Let's just have a look at it like that. Looks good. Press O on my keyboard, hold down Alt, and go to the other side. And then copy it. Looks good. See, you can always work around things with Illustrator. Control and J to join these together. Now you can see I have a bit more of a problem here. I have that big hole in the middle here. I'm going to make a circle to solve that. Not big enough. And there we go. Now we have a head for our Santa. You can see the amount of work and skill to make this. Shift and M, and I'm just going to drag across here and do that. Now I need to unlock this, so I go back up to Object and unlock it. Hold down Shift and press M again and repeat the same process. Make sure they're all joined together. And there we have our head sprite. This is going to be a lot of work. But anyway, I'll show you the rest of the package here. And then what you can do, it's like a puzzle. You just pull these over here and you can move it to the front. Very easy to change things around. But anyway, you get the idea of how much work it is to make a character with different people's character packs. You think you're going to save time in drawing, but actually when it comes to problem solving, now I'm just going to check these sprites here. So you can see the lines there in the middle. You're going to have to combine all this here just to show you, just for the fun of it. Let's have some fun rebuilding Santa Claus. One amazing puzzle. You can see here the leg sprite here, and these aren't joined together. I think I can just group them like this, Control G, and I want this to be a little rounder. Control 2, lock it down, hold and click my pen tool. So we're going to click here and try and get around the middle here. Control Z if you ever make a mistake. And there we go. Lots of work to do here, you can see. Now I can just combine that now just by unlocking it. Been busy traveling. Guys have probably seen a lot of my videos. I'm uploading stuff and catching up on things that I haven't had time to do. I have a bit of free time right now. I hope you're all doing well with your families and stuff, and hopefully you're keeping busy too. And we're almost done here, so I'm just going to send this to the back. And there we go. Looks like a lot of work, doesn't it? But actually, once you get used to working with Illustrator, it's actually quite simple. But like I said before, you need to be able to do problem-solving skills. Some of these are unsolvable puzzles because of the way they draw them, and it's just way too much work. This is probably, if I take a look at it, it's around maybe 10 to 15 hours just to edit the sprites in it. Now we have the front-facing character. You could make a G2 character out of this because you have all the angles for it. But like I said, you know that would take a lot of time. That's a lot of angles you'd have to make. Lots of time to process this one. But anyway, I like it. This is a real beautiful character for Christmas. I like Santa very much. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully everyone's doing well out there. Remember to subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing a little bit more traveling and stuff, and hopefully you learned some stuff from this video. And I'll be getting into the character template soon, and we'll talk about that later. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you all. So remember to subscribe, and I like reading your comments. It really gives me encouragement to do more videos. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.